How do I look? Oh, DREAM. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome. This is going to be the second part to a two-part series. My previous video, I got my mystery bag from Glambot in the mail and I unboxed all the products that I had. This video, I'm going to make a full face of makeup using mainly only those items. I was going to try and only use those items, but there's literally no way I could do that with what I have. I'll try to start out with only doing that, but I'll tell you, the eyeshadow part is gonna be very minimal and limited. I can give it a shot. Now, no setting powder came in, so I won't be able to use the foundation and the concealer without it, so I'm gonna need to use that of my own. And I'm not gonna be able to use any of the glitter glue that I got because, as it turns out, I have no glitter. I didn't realize I didn't, but I have no glitter. I have a lot of palettes that have glittery shadows in them, but no actual glitter. So if you wanna see how this turns out, keep on watching. Now, one of the first things that I got were two primers. One is the Becca Backlight priming filter and the other is the Smashbox photo finish. I haven't tried either one of these yet. The Smashbox is clear and looks a little more pore filling, maybe? Very pore filling. That actually reminds me of the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot primer and the Becca Backlight priming filter. Oh, it's tinted. Okay. But is it pore filling? Typically, I like to look for a little more pore filling of a primer. Okay, so the Becca primer is very complexion correcting and the Smashbox seems a little more pore filling. So I think I'm gonna go in with the Smashbox on my T-zone where my pores are rather large, and maybe on my forehead and cheeks and the side of my face I'll go in with the Becca instead, so that I can kind of give both primers a chance and see how they perform. And I'm not gonna speak while I'm putting these on so that I can fast forward through those moments and you don't have to sit here for another 30-minute video while I do that. Oh, actually I lied. I am gonna tell you one thing first. My face currently is clean, toned, and moisturized, but I also put on an eye mask that I got in my Glambot box yesterday, and after I took it off, I spread the serum all over the rest of my face, so that's still down on my face. I don't know if that'll have any kind of impact on the makeup, but we'll find out. Wow, I didn't realize it, but now that the seasons are changing, my nose is super dry. And we'll also just ignore the fact that I really need to tweeze my eyebrows. We'll just pretend like they're perfect. Maybe once I conceal them, it won't matter anyway. Alright, that's it for the Smashbox primer. Now time for the Becca Backlight priming filter. And this one I'm just gonna dab on my face where I want. It looks very pearly, like kind of shimmery. I don't really know if it is once I blend it in, but we'll see. Huh, it is a little bit actually. It's got kind of a little bit of a shimmer to it, which isn't bad. I'm not complaining. Kind of nice. It's glowy a little bit. Okay, our face is primed. Now with the Glambot box, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, a lot of the products that I had were like sample products, like gift products. I don't quite know how much of each product is going to be inside the sample. I got Cover FX foundation samples, and it's two different kinds. There's the new Power Play foundation.
I checked, and that Cover FX foundation actually came out in March, so it's really not new at all, but apparently whenever it was sent to me, it was new, or it was saved from that time, but it's very not new.
And Natural Finish foundation. I'm gonna do half and half. Now I only have 3 shades in this sample book. I'm gonna assume that I'm in 30, which kind of sounds right, maybe because I'm in C30 in MAC foundation. That might have nothing to do with it, but I'm just gonna guess it is. I'm gonna be using my Luxie 732. It's an airbrush foundation kabuki brush. I figured I would use a brush rather than a sponge or a beauty blender because it's a sample size. I don't want the tool I use to absorb most of the product and I don't get any payoff on my face. So let's do it like this. If I hold this up, the Power Play foundation is gonna go on my right side, your left, and then the Natural Finish is gonna go on my left side, your right. There's no way. That's not gonna work. That's not even gonna come close to working. I don't wanna waste any of it. This is gonna be a very light coverage foundation sample. So far, the good news is this is a pretty close shade match. And that was only one half of the sample too. I still have a whole nother half left. Should I just put that directly on my face? Maybe? Hey, this might work. I think that was enough foundation to see if I was a shade match. It's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but it's actually pretty close. And don't know if I can tell for sure how full coverage it is with how much I had. I think it might have been a half a pump, maybe. But with what I can tell so far, it looks nice. It's very, very light coverage, but I only had a super tiny amount. Now let's apply the natural finish to the other side and we'll see if we can tell the difference. You know, I've just got to say that this Luxie brush is truly amazing for applying foundation because this little thing right here, like this little dip that it has, is perfect to put your finger in and apply the pressure when you want, or just kind of lightly hold it. It's just really awesome. I just thought I'd let you guys know. It is so hard to do this. Okay. So, currently, being 100% real with you, I don't know that that was enough foundation to get anywhere near the coverage that I would normally have on my face, but I can tell a difference. The redness in my face is kind of diminished and my complexion is a lot more evened out. Normally I wouldn't have any redness showing because I like to add that much foundation and have that much coverage, but I can tell a difference. It's just kind of a wash of color. Now for the difference between the two, that one's kind of tough. If it was full coverage, I think I'd be able to tell a lot easier, but it's not, so I'm not sure. What do you guys think? This side is power play and this side is the natural finish. Assuming that the samples have the exact same amount in them, I'm gonna go with natural finish because I notice more coverage from it. I like this side of my face more than I like this side of my face because the darkness under my eyes is covered up more. I assume I did the application the same way on both sides. I think I did anyway. And it just looks like the redness is diminished a lot more on this side as well. So based on the two and based on the amount I had, I'm gonna go with natural finish on that. So when I actually purchase this, it's gonna be for the Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation, probably in N30. That looks like a pretty flawless match. Now that foundation is done, we're gonna go ahead and move on to concealer. Now with the concealer, we have two options for samples. There's the Dior Forever Concealer or the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I put up a poll on Twitter because I couldn't pick between the two and I didn't want to do one on one half of my face and one on the other because then that wouldn't really be fair for the impression. So let's see what the poll says. Dior Forever it is. So we're gonna go in with Dior Forever Concealer. I have two shades. One is linen and the other is beige. I'm gonna try beige. I feel like that's gonna be a lot closer than linen. Linen seems really, really light based on the little picture anyway, which who doesn't love a highlighting concealer, but I think that's gonna be a little overboard. I'm gonna try and get as much product out of this as I can because I can still see the darkness under my eyes and I really want that to go away with just the sample and not me needing to get my own concealer and cover it up. You know, for a challenge, I don't know that I'll ever make a challenge this difficult for myself again because I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off. Not a full look that actually looks good in the end, but hey, even if it doesn't look good in the end, the point was the journey. I don't really know if I should just apply this to the back of my hand and move it. No. I'm gonna go right onto the brush because I really want to get as much of this as possible out of here without spilling any, preferably. Oh no. Hey, I got more concealer in this than I did foundation in the other sample. That's not fair. I might end up being able to fix the parts I couldn't get with the foundation. Oh my god, it's so dark. I think it's a lot darker than my face. Maybe I should have gone in with linen. I'm so afraid to blend this out into the foundation and ruin the whole challenge. There's still a lot left on that brush. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be my skin tone. That looks pretty much exactly like my skin tone, but there's enough of it that it's gonna come out as foundation. So we might end up actually making this a Dior concealer review. So, how's my concealer? Oh man, okay. That's definitely gonna have to be blended out over the whole face, which is gonna end up covering the foundation samples. So let's just say at least we know that I am in 30 when it comes to Cover FX foundation. And Cover FX, what are you thinking? With only giving that much in your little sample? Is it literally just to get a color swatch? Wow. You know what? This is a perfect match to my skin tone. I know this is just the concealer, and I was supposed to use it like a concealer, but there was so much of it. It kind of turned up being used as a foundation. So by all means, Dior Forever Undercover Concealer can definitely be used as a foundation. I don't know about its wear time. I can tell you firsthand, for application purposes and coverage purposes, it's very, very nice. It's matte, maybe a little bit of dewiness, maybe just a little. A free sample covers your whole face, which is nice. And your neck, can't forget about your neck. And so far, out of the foundations I own that I have opened and tried, this is the closest match I've got. My problem usually with shade matching and foundations is that the undertone is never right. It's either too pink or too yellow. Usually the neutrals run pretty close, usually, but this shade is pretty amazing. This looks like a second layer of flawless, non-discolored skin on my face. I've got a little bit of shine, but I'm not sure if that's just the foundation still being wet and not dried down yet. We'll find out soon enough on that part. All in all, I really like this concealer. This is really nice. Since I've pretty much covered up all of the Cover FX foundation, and I used the Dior Forever Concealer as a foundation, or it ended up just playing out that way, now I can use the NARS Creamy Concealer sample and try to use that under my eyes and on my forehead in my T-zone and see how that will play out as a concealer with the sample size. That kind of worked out perfectly. And I'm going in with the lightest shade. It's Vanilla Light 2 on the top because I want a little bit of a highlighting concealer. And all I can really do is pop the sample on my forehead and see if it's lighter. Yeah, it's lighter. Okay, cool. I might have gone a little bright, but oh well. I think I'm gonna go a little hard on setting my face, mainly because I really like this. I'm gonna go over those one more time, just with the dirty brush I was using. You dirty, dirty brush. Okay, this was just for my under eyes, but that was the JH07 that I used to go just under my eyes to set that powder with. Now I'm gonna go in with just this giant JH01 brush and get as much of that as I can on here and just set everywhere else lightly. Now I did not get any kind of bronzer in my mystery bag, so I'm gonna go ahead and bronze my face. I also did not get a brow product, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. Once I finish those, I will be right back and we will move on to eyes. I was hoping maybe I was gonna get some new brow products in that, but I didn't, so we're working with what we got still. And I also have some Cover FX Shimmer Veil shadows, and I don't really know how I want to play with these because these three shades, there's Moonstone, Soleil, and Amethyst. Amethyst is like a light pink purpley color that almost looks like that pink granite shade. And then there's Soleil, which is more like a peach pink kind of color. And then Moonstone is more like a kind of a bronzy brown with some purpley red shades with them. So what I'm thinking here is that I might use one of these shades as a highlighter, and as an eyeshadow, it's gonna be more of a simple look, like an all over the lid look, rather than a blown out smoky eye or anything like that. I'm gonna go in with this Morphe brush. It doesn't have the number on it, but it's just like a really, really dense blending brush, and my Luscious Angel Eyes eyeshadow primer base onto the back of my hand, and just put that all over my lid to prime for my eyeshadow. So I've been thinking lately that I really want to engage with you guys more, and I think it'd be really awesome if we kind of had like a little Q&A, you know, where you guys ask questions and I give you answers. And really, I mean, it could be about anything you wanted, about makeup, about me, you want to get to know me a little bit, or I don't know, anything you could think of really. So if you guys have any questions, leave me some comments in the videos, or feel free to go to my Twitter and ask me questions there. It's just at ChristopherJMUA, or you can go to my Instagram, find a picture that you like and ask me a question on there. Twitter would probably be the best place to do it, but it's not mandatory. You can just tag me in a question that you have and I'll see it and answer it on my next video. Oh, speaking of my next video, something that I'm gonna make sure that I say in every video from now on. My boyfriend told me that when we hit 100 subscribers, he will let me do his makeup. So share the heck out of this video and every other video so that we can get up to 100 subscribers, because the day he lets me put makeup on him is the day that my life is complete. You'd really have to know him, but he is just not a makeup wearing kind of guy. We'll just put it like that. And I would love for him to wear makeup and for me to put it on him. So I'm gonna try and get creative here. I'm gonna go in with pink granite on this Alamar fluffy blending brush. It's really big. And just get quite a bit of that. And I'm just gonna take this on the upper part of my crease and just blend it upward. You know, thinking about a Q&A, I would also really like to kind of know you guys a little bit. So if you want to, if you leave a comment with a question, or even if you don't, comment where you're from. It would be kind of cool to know where my viewers might be from as well. I am from Arkansas. It's actually a town called Hot Springs, Arkansas, and it's called that for a reason. It's because there are literal hot springs underground. Some places, maybe all places, I don't know. If you dig down far enough, you would probably find some, so that you distribute your weight evenly and don't mess up the symmetry of the shadow. And I'm literally just taking this all over the lid on both sides, from inner corner to outer corner up to the crease. Kind of like what you would do for a cut crease, except you don't have to cut the crease out. It's kind of already cut. And what we'll do at the end is just go back in and blend the shadow from the outer corners to the inner corner. That is a really, really, really pretty eyeshadow. I really like that. Okay, now while that's drying down just a little bit, I'm gonna use the same Alamar brush that I used to put that shadow on my crease to put the shadow on my lower lash line. And I'm using the same one, just going into the same little single here. And I'm coating it pretty well because I'm really just gonna be using the edges of the brush, since it's at an angle a little bit, to smoke out the lower lash line. But just on that outer corner, and then run it along the crease just a little bit. I know that's very simple, but that's just about it for the eye look. There's only one last thing I want to do, and I want to take Soleil right here. It's like a bright peachy kind of shade. Oh, apparently with a lot of pink in it. Didn't see that before. And I'm gonna take that also on my pinky and just pop that right into the inner corner, and only in the inner corner. And finally, I'm going to use the Cover FX Shimmer Veil in Moonstone. This is more like, or it seems to be more like, a bronzy kind of shade. And I'm gonna try and use it as a highlight. Oh wow, never mind, that is a purple. That is a dark purple brown color. But you know what? I think I might still try it as a highlight. It's very blinding. Oh man, it was so pretty as a highlight, but I have a purple cast on my face on both sides now. Man, I'm not gonna take that off, but I am gonna cover it up with my own highlighter. So I'm gonna use Ofra's Rodeo Drive. This is mine. I did not get it from Glambot, although I have seen it on Glambot. Like, I love the shine and the highlight that that gives, but I can't do the purple cast. Wow. So if you lay a shimmer veil down first, you are gonna pop Rodeo Drive. Just saying. It's gonna be the most blinding highlight you've ever seen in your life. Wow. Okay, so now that I did that with the highlighter, I kind of need to add my highlighter everywhere else. I am gonna take Moonstone that I tried to use as a highlight and just pop it on the outer edge of my eye, kind of where I blended in the Makeup Forever shadow, because it's that kind of a dark purpley color, and I think it'll sit nicely on top of it. I got these gorgeous Cosmetics Madame Lash eyelashes, but these are like almost Halloween costume eyelashes. I still want to have a cohesive functioning look, and these light shadows with this giant bold lash is not gonna work. So I'm just gonna go in with the MAC in Extreme Dimension Lash mascara that they sent and use that on my lashes. You know, something I'd like to say to any of you people who have smaller lashes out there, everybody's always like, oh, you have such long eyelashes, I really wish I had those, or I hate you because your eyelashes are so long. And honestly, like, I wish my eyelashes were smaller, because I wake up in the morning almost every day and have an eyelash in my eye, for one, for starters. Secondly, the ends of them, because both the bottom and the top lash are so long, they always get tangled together because they're so like intertwined together. But I am really liking this mascara because it's not making my eyelashes really clumpy. It's kind of more of a natural finish, but it's really darkening them. Okay, and I believe we are good on the mascara. Now with that, that is the end of the products from the Glambot mystery bag that I'm using on my face today. The lashes and the glitter glue I weren't able to use. I don't have any glitter for the glitter glue, and the lashes just, no, not today, not today. So the only thing I have left is Stila Smudge Pot. I want to use on the top of my eye, and I'm gonna use this little liner slash eyebrow brush. It's a Morphe brush. It's an angled flat brush, and I'm just gonna take the Stila Smudge Pot on that, and I'm just gonna quickly run this along the bottom part of my lid near my lash line. Now I'm gonna go in with my Revlon Color Stay eyeliner. This is a just black eyeliner, and I'm going to apply that to my waterline. Oh, wow. That's exactly how I wanted that to finish off. Okay, this is nice. I like this. Now that that's done, there's literally one last thing to do, and that's lips. I've gone down to either Bite Beauty in Glace or this Wet n Wild in 503C, Will You Be With Me? That's cute. I kind of want to use it just because it's named that. They're almost the same. One's just a little bit more cool toned. Bite Beauty it is. Yep, we're going Bite Beauty. I kind of just want to make it like a wash of color on my lips, because this is a very subtle look, to me anyway. But I take a tiny little detail brush and I just go in with that concealer or foundation and just go around the edges of my lips wherever I messed up, just to kind of clean it up and then blend out the edges of where you fixed it. And then it's perfect. I mean, it fixes everything. Okay, so now that I cleaned up all the edges of the lipstick, I'm just gonna go back in with my foundation brush and very carefully and gently go around the edges of the foundation slash concealer, whatever you use, just to blend it back into the skin. Then use the brush that you used to dust the powder off with and just lightly set that as well, because now it's wet again, so you just need to make sure it's reset. And now finally, our very last step is setting spray. I don't really want to go for anything glowy or dewy today, so I'm gonna go in with Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and just set this all in place. I went a little hard. I'm very dewy right now, but this is gonna dry down and be amazing and perfect. I would like it to dry like right now, but it's not, so that's okay. Now if I do use an illuminating setting spray, something that has like glitter in it, I don't really do this again, because highlighters like that in-between glow, you know? What do you guys think? Do you like it? I'll be honest, I really like it. Like, it's simple, it's clean, it's nice looking, everything kind of just works together. That Dior concealer as a foundation is amazing. I love the way that looks on my skin. Like, it just kind of melted in perfectly, and I really like that. But this is it. We got through using just about everything that came in the glam bag, aside from the skincare stuff, the lashes, and the Too Faced glitter glue. Everything else we got to use. Everything else was really nice. It applied well. I was able to get a whole makeup look out of it without having to go into anything else of my own except for some of the face stuff, like eyebrows, bronzer, setting powder, highlight. Tried to use a cream eyeshadow as a highlight. That didn't really work. But overall, I can say that what I got was almost enough to do a full face, and even just with sticking with what shadows they gave me, that's still a really good eye look, and I love that. So thank you guys again for coming and hanging out with me and checking out Glambot and what came in the bag. Don't forget, if you want to order anything from Glambot, you can use my affiliate link. I will leave it in the description box down below. You can click on that and order anything you like. I do make a small percentage on whatever you get, so just have that in mind if you do. If you don't order from the affiliate link, that's fine too. Even if you don't use it, still go check out Glambot because it's a really good deal on a lot of name brand stuff, and it's a really awesome site. It's where I get a lot of my stuff. Don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. It's all at ChristopherJMUA, and you know the drill, guys. Always remember and never forget, you're beautiful. Bye.